All right, so we're diving deep today into a Bundesliga matchup
Oh, yeah.
that, at first glance, might not seem that interesting.
Right.
Augsburg versus Bochum. But
Yeah.
stick with us on this one because it's actually way more fascinating than the standings might suggest.
Exactly.
And, listeners, you're probably wondering, like,
Yeah.
can Bochum, a team that's really struggling right now, actually pull off a miracle upset against Augsburg, a team that's trying to, solidify their position? Like,
Yeah.
how is this going to work?
Well, and what makes this game really interesting is even though Augsburg looks like they're the better team on paper,
Right.
Bochum has a history of kind of,
Yeah.
throwing a wrench in their plans.
Yeah, they've played spoiler against them
Exactly.
before. So let's start with Augsburg.
Okay.
They're coming off a loss to Bayern Munich, which,
Right.
nobody's surprised about that.
Of course not.
Bayern Munich is Bayern Munich.
Right.
But they are sitting just 4 points above relegation.
Yeah.
So it's not time to panic yet.
Right.
But this match definitely carries some weight.
I mean, yeah, I think that loss to Bayern, even though it was expected,
Yeah.
it could be a sign that Augsburg is maybe slipping a little bit.
Interesting.
And Bochum might be able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, especially considering Augsburg hasn't scored in their last 2 matches.
Right, exactly.
So that's something to keep in mind.
For sure.
On the other hand, though, Augsburg has a pretty solid home record this season.
They do.
They've earned 11 out of their 12 points
At home.
at the WWK Arena.
Yeah,
So they're a different beast
they are.
when they're on their home turf.
It's funny how that works sometimes with teams.
Yeah.
Like the energy of the home crowd, the familiar surroundings,
Totally.
it can give a team a real psychological advantage.
Yeah, and in a close match like this one,
That
could be the difference maker.
Oh, for sure.
All right, now let's talk about Bochum. They are currently at the bottom of the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
In fact,
The bottom.
they're the only Leverdoren winless team
Wow.
across all of Europe's top 5 leagues.
You don't see that very often?
No.
That is historically bad.
Yeah.
We're talking one of the worst starts to a season in Bundesliga history.
Yeah.
And their defense, well, let's just say it's been leaky.
Yeah, 32 goals conceded already.
Oof. Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's not good.
No.
But here's where things get interesting.
Okay.
Despite all of their struggles,
All right.
Bochum has actually won 2 out of their last 3 away games against Augsburg. So that's got to give them some confidence going into this match, right?
Yeah, you never want to count a team out completely, especially when they've got that kind of head-to-head record.
Right.
Upsets happen all the time, and sometimes, form goes out the window, and you've got these
Yeah.
kind of rivalry matches.
Rivalry matches.
I mean, and if you look back at those wins, it makes you wonder, is there something about Bochum's style that disrupts Augsburg?
Right.
Do they press high? Do they counterattack really well?
Yeah. Are they good at defending set pieces?
Yeah, those are all things to think about.
So Bochum knows how to beat Augsburg.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have the firepower this time around?
That's the big question.
That's the big question.
Mm.
So a key matchup to watch here is Augsburg's Elvis Rexbekosch.
Oh, yeah. He's a feisty one.
He's been racking up the yellow cards lately.
He has.
Is that helping Augsburg or hurting them?
Well, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, isn't it?
Right.
On the one hand, that aggression can disrupt the opponent's rhythm.
Yeah.
But it also puts Augsburg at risk of playing with 10 men.
Right.
If he gets another yellow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a gamble that their manager's taking.
It is.
And for Bochum, keep an eye on Philipp Hoffmann.
Oh, yeah. He's their danger man.
He's a real threat offensively.
Absolutely.
Even got an assist in their previous draw against Augsburg.
He did.
So shutting down Hoffmann is going to be crucial for Augsburg.
If they can neutralize him,
Yeah.
Bochum's chances of scoring an upset go way down.
Yeah. I mean, Augsburg has been on a roll at home offensively,
They have.
putting up at least 2 goals in 5 out of their 6 games.
Yeah.
And-
But you got to remember,
Yeah.
Bochum has been tough for them in the past.
Right.
So you can't just assume it's going to be a goal fest.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
because Augsburg's been scoring a lot lately.
It's not that simple.
Nope.
All right, so let's recap.
Okay.
On paper,
Yeah.
Augsburg is the favorite.
Right.
They're at home. They've been scoring goals.
Yep.
And Bochum is at the bottom of the table.
Uh-huh.
But Bochum's history against Augsburg,
Yeah.
combined with those tactical nuances we discussed,
Mm-hmm.
makes this match much more unpredictable
It does.
than it might seem at first glance.
This is what I love about football,
Media.
The stats don't always tell the whole story.
Never.
You got to look at the context.
Absolutely.
The history.
Yeah, and you got to consider how those individual player matchups might play out.
You got it.
It's like we've given you listeners some insider info here that could give you an edge.
An edge.
When you're watching this game.
Exactly.
So the question is...
The big question.
Do you think Bochum can pull off this upset?
I'm excited to see what happens.
Me too. And what factors might tip the scales one way or the other.
Oh, lots to consider.
Keep those key matchups in mind as you're watching the game.
Yeah.
You'll see it in a whole new light.
For sure.
And hey,
what?
Maybe you'll even impress your friends. With your newfound Bundesliga expertise.
That's right.
Thanks for diving deep with us.
Always a pleasure.
We'll catch you next time.